What are we doing today there, Captain?
We're putting the power plant, the engine, back into One Ocean. It's been rebuilt, transmission rebuilt, lots of hours. How many hours have we put on this engine? I mean,
Hundreds, probably.
hundreds, probably. It's all pretty and it's going back in today. This is a big day.
Big day, and it's not even Christmas yet.
Right now, I'm just nervous because it's just hanging here. Let's put it somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so. So you'll notice this yellow stinger here. That actually belongs to Mark there, the captain. Our Marine Tech's equipment we had didn't have that little 18-inch riser on the forks, and that's the difference we needed to get it up over the coaming and the edge of the boat right there. It was super tight to get enough clearance. The forklift was lifted 100% and tilted back, so but we made it work. So you can see there we got the engine set down in the cockpit floor on some cribbing. We had to cut some long 4x4s to get all the way out to both edges to make sure we could support the whole weight of that engine. We picked it up with that Kevlar reinforced piece of line there because, like I said, we had to get the thing up and over the coaming. It was super tight, and so here, once we got it that far, then we could actually install this chain fall to where we can actually let this motor down. It was quite the little geometry measuring puzzle to make sure that we had enough fall once we lifted it with the chain fall to get it all the way down to the engine bed so we could take the weight off it again to re-rig. So it was a multi-step thing to get this engine reinstalled in One Ocean. But luckily it went really well. Once we got it set there on that cribbing, we got this long chain fall hooked up, lifted it up, and then we were able to remove the cribbing and the temporary cockpit floor, which we actually are working on inside the shop with a pedestal. We'll put that in next week. But once we got that in, then it's just a matter of gently bringing it back down. It was getting to be a little bit cool out there. It was December, but that's what we do. We got to get this boat back in the water.
Just don't drop it on me.
I should have got it, but now I stuck my knee in the
Let me go
water.
down there too. How's that?
That's good. That's good.
Let me get down there.
Okay, Josh, we can't.
Be kind of.
I've got an inch back here, so it's got to move forward.
Little bit you can take it back.
Yeah. So just don't.
I'm not going to do anything.
Okay. So we're gonna come down. Come down.
Slide to the
Yeah, did.
Lost my visual.
Stop. Stop.
Stop. The motor's gonna need to come forward to clear the shelf.
You gotta bring the home motor forward.
Where does it need to go? Forward?
Forward.
Little bit more.
Just one at a time, please.
Hold on. You want me to back a little bit and then forward?
I don't think you can back much. The longer we get this, the easier it is for us to move the motor. So it'll just clear now. It needs to go that way, just a touch.
You take forward and then back?
I think we can manipulate it. Come on down.
So down?
Down.
About 4 inches to the white line.
Okay, and then we'll do the
Okay, stop.
Okay, stop that.
Stop.
Come on up.
Well, once we got it this far, the crew was feeling really good because it was easy to manipulate the engine, and kind of the risk is out of the way now because it's just a straight drop down. The engine beds are iron. They were all cleaned and repainted. The whole engine bed, thanks to the crew area, was everything was super clean, fixed up, nice, and ready to go. So we just cranked down this Yanmar. It's the 4LH, 145 horsepower. We're waiting on a couple of things that are going to be picked up in the next day or two, which is the turbo and the exhaust riser and insulation for that part of it, which we'll get into a future video here. But just like that, it was a great day, great feeling. We're really happy. There's something emotional about knowing the boat is going back together now. We're done kind of tearing it apart, and we're having, we had a few little hiccups with some small rot and some leaks in the back cabin and things, but that's all done. And so we are, putting it back together, and we're super excited now. Although we do have a mountain of work. Anybody who's done a repower like this knows that just setting the engine in is just the first 10%. We now have to get everything hooked back up, throttle and shift and fuel lines, and we're going to change the fuel filters, I believe, and all sorts of things like that, and then additional work in and around the engine with the throttles and shifts. Of course, with that cockpit sole out, that's where all the cables went, and so we'll be hooking all of that back up. But at the end of the day, there it was. We were getting it down in there, and bam, it's ready. Alignment will be a big one, of course, all that stuff. But we're happy. We got the engine sitting there, and it's now ready for the next phase, which is getting closer to getting us in the water for an on-time May 2025 departure. Look at this. We have the Yanmar setting back down in where it goes on new mounts. Yesterday we moved the staircase and got the stinger, got the engine all ready, rigged up, and we flew it up into the boat, set it down temporarily on cribbing, opened up the cockpit floor, of course, dropped it down in here. And so this is nice. It's got more room than we remember. We still have to do a lot of work to the engine. So starting with the alignment with the new mounts and getting it shored up and ready to go. But now we can start hooking up one system at a time. Put power to the starter and the wiring harness. We can hook up the throttle cables, the shift cables, fuel lines, all that good stuff. So that's all coming along great. We're still waiting. The turbo should be done tomorrow. It's really like a half-life refit on the boat or whatever with the amount of work we're doing. But getting all this new hoses, plumbing, freshened up engine, all of this going to be key for this educational expedition we're going on. So stay tuned. We're going to keep hooking up systems. We'll keep videoing this. We're going to start putting the top of the boat back together, all that fun stuff. As soon as this exhaust riser and turbo come in, we'll do a follow-up on that, so you'll have the complete exhaust system. And then before you know it, we're going to put this boat in the water and start doing some sea trials. So thanks for watching. Welcome to the Skallywag's, located in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, where Skagit Valley College has been training technicians since 1968. If you are looking for industry certification and the skills to work in maritime, this is the place to visit. Our staff will share so much knowledge and experience, you will not be disappointed. The workforce demand is very high, and all of our graduates are working around the world. If this sounds interesting to you, schedule a tour and come check us out.